Today we're looking at the What's My Rule table. A What's My Rule table gives you a rule that you need to apply to these numbers. So you start by putting a number in, and the first number that we're going to put into our rule machine is the number 30. So if we put the number 30 into our What's My Rule machine, and then we do the rule, which is to subtract 15, when it comes out, what should the number be? Well, if I know 30 minus 15, the difference between those two is 15. So in my outbox is going to be 15. And if I go ahead and do 90 minus 15, that'll bring me my outbox to 75. So we know the rule this time looks like add 100. When we move from the left to the right hand side on a What's My Rule table, you do what the rule is. You add 100. However, if it gives you the out and you need to find the in, well, that means we need to do the opposite. So if we're moving from right to left on our What's My Rule table, that means we need to do the opposite. And the opposite of add 100 is subtract 100. So that means in this entire rule table, we are moving from right to left, and now we need to subtract 100 because that's what our rule is telling us to do when we're going from out to in. For example, we have 350 in our out column. We're moving from right to left, so we need to subtract 100, and that will leave us at 250. The same goes for 120. 120 comes out, we need to do the opposite of add 100, so we're going to subtract 100. Now sometimes they want you to find the rule. The first thing you need to do when they want you to find a rule is figure out, is the number getting bigger or smaller? Well, when I put my number in, I put 7 in, and what's coming out is 49. So I have already determined that the rule must be either plus or it must be times, because I know that only adding and multiplication make my numbers bigger. So I know that somehow I need to get from 7 to 49, and I'm either adding something or multiplying something. I know my multiplication facts. I know that 7 times 7 is 49. It does equal 49. However, I cannot go by just this alone because, again, it could be addition. So let me try that same rule down here. When I apply that same rule, 7 times 2, it does equal 14. Let me check just one more time. Well, we've got it. 9 times 7 is 63. Now we'll move on to something that's missing a rule, and it's missing an in and an out space. So we need to find the answer for all of these things. To get from 54 to 9, well, my numbers are getting bigger or smaller, I'm going to ask myself. Well, the answer to that, my numbers are getting smaller. So I'm either subtracting or dividing. So subtraction or division must be my rule. If I were to subtract, I could try to do 54 minus 9 and see what that difference is. But I'm thinking that this might be a division problem. I know in my head that 9 times 6 is 54. So let me try 54 divided by 6. And I can even use my calculator here. I know that 54 divided by 6, that is 9, so I'm going to check that one off. Now, I cannot go down to this to tell me if divided by 6 is right. I need to check one more time, and I'm going to go to the 24 and the 4. I put my 24 in. I'm going to do my rule of divided by 6, and I know that 24 divided by 6 is 4, and I can think about it this way too. 4 times 6 is 24. So the rule is divide by 6. So now I need to complete that this way. Well, if I'm going from left to right, I'm going to divide by 6. However, if I'm working backwards, if I'm going from right to left, then I need to do the opposite of divide by 6. The opposite of divide by 6 is times 6. So let me fill in my missing pieces here. 42, and I'm working from left to right, so I need to do divided by 6. I'm fairly certain that that number would be 7. Now I have the out right here, and I need to figure out the in. I need to work from right to left, When I work from right to left, I'm going to multiply by 6. What is 100? Multiply by 6. Well, that's easy, Miss Housenick, because I know that 6 times 1 is 6, and there are 2 zeros, so that answer should be 600.